Chapter 1. Comparing your path to others. The meaning, the thief of prosperity. Comparison is the quiet thief that steals not just your joy, but your focus. You say you want abundance, yet you spend your energy measuring your progress against someone else's story. Every time you do, you trade gratitude for envy and clarity for noise. Prosperity doesn't grow in a distracted mind. It grows where attention becomes devotion. You cannot walk your path while staring at another's road. The universe cannot multiply what you resent. When you whisper, "Why not me?" the life answers, "Because you're not present." Real wealth begins when you stop competing and start creating. Because abundance isn't about being ahead, it's about being aligned. The practice, redirecting your energy. Each time you catch yourself comparing, pause and breathe. Ask gently, what part of me feels unseen right now? Comparison is not an enemy. It's a messenger showing you where self-respect has weakened. Instead of scrolling through someone else's victories, return your gaze inward. Write down 3 things you've already built, overcome, or learned. Let gratitude bring you back to your lane. If you stay consistent with your own growth, abundance will meet you where you are. Remember, you can't receive what's meant for you while envying what belongs to another. Focus is a magnet. Envy is a leak. Drain your mind to admire without abandoning yourself. The pause, a meditative reflection. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself walking on a path lit only by your own light. Every step glows softly beneath your feet. Steady, patient, yours alone. Now look to the sides. Others are walking too, each on their own roads, guided by their own timing. You don't need to overtake them. You just need to keep walking. Whisper softly, "My path is sacred. My pace is enough." Feel the relief in those words. Comparison fades when you honor your journey as divine in its design. Prosperity doesn't bloom where resentment lives. It blooms in the soil of self-trust. Now breathe deeply and ask yourself, how much abundance have I missed by believing someone else was ahead of me? Chapter 2. Fearing success. The meaning, the hidden fear behind ambition. You say you want success, but deep down, a quiet fear whispers, "What if I'm not ready for it?" This fear is rarely about failure. It's about exposure. Success removes your hiding places. It demands responsibility, visibility, and consistency, and that can feel terrifying. So instead of moving forward, you stay safe in preparation, calling it patience. But underneath that delay is self-doubt wearing the mask of humility. Many people sabotage their growth, not because they lack potential, but because they fear being seen. Remember, you can't attract what you secretly fear. Success is not a spotlight. It's an expansion of your capacity to serve. When you fear success, you're really fearing your own power. The practice, turning fear into readiness. Begin by naming your fear honestly. Say out loud what success would actually change in your life. Would it challenge your relationships, your comfort, your identity? Clarity dissolves illusion. When you face the truth, fear loses its disguise. Then replace perfection with progress. You don't need to be ready. You need to be available. Each morning affirm, "I'm safe to succeed. I'm ready to expand." Feel the difference in your body when you say it. Success isn't about deserving. It's about allowing. The universe can't pour into a cup that keeps turning away. So stop shrinking when good things approach you. Let yourself receive what you once prayed for. The pause, a meditative reflection. Close your eyes and imagine a door before you, golden, glowing, slightly open. Behind it lies everything you've ever asked for: peace, purpose, prosperity. You've knocked on this door 1,000 times, yet every time it opens, you hesitate. You think, maybe later when I'm stronger, wiser, better, but the truth is, you're ready now. You've been ready for longer than you think. Whisper softly, "I release the fear of my own success." Breathe deeply as if you're stepping through that door. Feel expansion instead of pressure. Feel possibility instead of panic. The light on the other side was never meant to blind you, only to reveal you. Now ask yourself, What would my life look like if I stopped running from the very things I asked for? Chapter 3. Neglecting Purpose. 2. The meaning. When wealth loses its meaning. Many people chase success with speed, but without direction. They run harder each year, yet feel emptier when they arrive. That emptiness is the echo of neglected purpose. When you forget why you're doing something, everything starts to feel heavy. Money earned without meaning quickly turns to dust. It buys things, but not peace. Purpose, however, gives wealth a soul. It transforms effort into joy and work into service. Without purpose, success becomes survival. With it, success becomes fulfillment. True prosperity isn't just having more, it's knowing why you want more. When your why is aligned with contribution instead of validation, abundance flows naturally, because the universe invests in what serves life. The practice, returning to your why. Begin by asking yourself, what would I still do, even if no one noticed? The answer is often your purpose in disguise. Each morning before planning your day, reconnect with this question. Is what I'm doing leading me closer to meaning or just closer to exhaustion? Purpose doesn't need to be grand. It just needs to be real. Maybe it's creating something beautiful, helping someone rise, or mastering your craft quietly. The more you serve your purpose, the more prosperity serves you. Journal one small act each day that aligns with your values. Clarity comes through action, not thought. And as you act with intention, money stops being the goal. It becomes a mirror of the value you bring. The pause, a meditative reflection. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself standing in a golden field, surrounded by quiet stillness. The wind moves gently, whispering one question: why are you here? Not in fear, but in invitation. Take a deep breath and feel your heart respond. Not with words, but with warmth. That warmth is purpose. It doesn't shout, it guides. Whisper softly, I remember why I began. Let that phrase travel through you, dissolving confusion, reawakening clarity. Now imagine taking one step forward, steady, aligned, faithful. Each step is guided not by pressure, but by peace. Purpose is not found. It's remembered. And when you remember, everything you do begins to prosper. Ask yourself now, what would my success look like if it finally served something greater than myself? Chapter 4. Avoiding Discipline. The meaning, the illusion of freedom. Most people want success, but few want structure. They crave freedom, yet reject the very foundation that builds it, discipline. Without discipline, dreams remain in the realm of someday. Discipline isn't punishment. It's a form of self-respect. It means showing up even when motivation disappears. The mind loves comfort, but prosperity lives just beyond it. Every moment you avoid structure, you choose temporary ease over lasting growth. Freedom without discipline is chaos disguised as choice. The Stoics understood this well. Self-control is the truest form of power. When you master your habits, you no longer live at the mercy of impulse. Discipline is the bridge between intention and manifestation, the silent architect of every form of abundance. The practice, building consistency with compassion. Begin small. Success isn't built by intensity, it's built by consistency. Choose one area of your life that feels out of order, your finances, your health, your routine, and bring structure there first. Set a time, a ritual, a rhythm that honors your commitment to yourself. When resistance whispers, remember, discipline isn't about forcing. It's about aligning your actions with your deeper desires. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be present. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you rebuild trust within. That inner trust becomes confidence, and confidence becomes momentum. Discipline isn't rigidity, it's devotion. It's saying, I love my future enough to act like it now. The pause, a meditative reflection. Close your eyes and picture a sculptor before a block of stone. Every strike of the chisel looks repetitive, but with time, form emerges. That's what discipline does. It reveals the masterpiece hidden beneath distraction. Take a slow breath in and whisper, "My actions shape my destiny." Feel the truth of that statement grounding you. You don't need to rush. You only need to remain steady. The path of discipline is quiet, but it's sacred. It transforms effort into excellence and chaos into creation. Now imagine your future self watching you from a distance. They're grateful, not for your dreams, but for your daily steps. Ask yourself softly, what could my life look like 1 year from now if I simply stayed consistent today? Chapter 5. Rejecting help. The meaning, the pride that blocks prosperity. So many people pray for blessings yet reject the very hands sent to deliver them. They mistake independence for strength and carry burdens meant to be shared. But pride is a subtle form of fear, the fear of being seen as needy, imperfect or small. And that fear isolates you from the flow of abundance. The truth is, no one prospers alone. Even the trees depend on rain, the ocean on rivers, the stars on gravity. Life itself is a network of giving and receiving. When you refuse help, you interrupt that natural rhythm. Receiving is not weakness, it's wisdom. Prosperity expands through connection, not control. And humility is the bridge between where you are and the help you need to rise. The practice, learning to receive with grace. Begin by noticing how often you say, "I'm fine," when you're not. That's the first wall between you and the help trying to reach you. Practice honesty in small ways. Ask for advice. Accept compliments. Let someone assist you even when you could manage alone. Each act of receiving reopens the channels of abundance. Prosperity isn't about doing everything yourself. It's about learning to circulate energy. When others help you, you're allowing them to practice generosity. That's sacred too. Gratitude completes the exchange. It transforms help into harmony. Say softly, "I allow support into my life." Repeat it until it no longer feels uncomfortable, only natural. Because in truth, giving and receiving are two halves of the same heartbeat. The pause, a meditative reflection. Close your eyes and imagine standing in the middle of a vast field. You've been carrying a heavy load for a long time. Responsibilities, expectations, pride. Now imagine someone walking toward you with open hands. At first, your instinct is to refuse, but this time you breathe and accept. The weight lifts. The ground feels softer. The sky feels closer. Whisper quietly, "I am open to receive." Feel the relief of letting support flow toward you. Abundance doesn't come to those who isolate. It comes to those who participate. Every time you allow help in, you remind the universe that you're ready to grow. Now ask yourself, how much further could I go if I stopped trying to do everything alone? Chapter 6. Speaking the language of scarcity. The meaning, words that build walls. Every word you speak carries power. Your language reveals what you truly believe, not about money, but about possibility. When you constantly say, "I can't afford it," or "I never have enough," your mind listens and it obeys. Scarcity begins in vocabulary long before it appears in your bank account. You speak limitation into existence without realizing it. The universe doesn't hear your desire, it hears your declaration. So if your words constantly describe lack, your reality must mirror it. True prosperity begins with a shift in expression, from fear to faith, from "I can't" to "I'm preparing for it." Your language is the architecture of your future. Speak scarcity and you build walls. Speak abundance and you build doors. The practice, rewriting your inner dialogue. Start by observing your daily speech. Notice every time you speak in terms of lack, too expensive, not enough time, bad luck. Pause. Then reframe those phrases into words of possibility. Instead of "I can't afford it," say, "I'm learning how to create the resources for it." Instead of "I'm broke," say, "I'm building stability. This is not pretending, it's programming." Language is a mirror that trains your subconscious to align with opportunity. Write down 3 phrases of abundance each morning and repeat them aloud. Feel how different your body reacts when your words expand. instead of contract your energy. You cannot invite prosperity while insulting yourself with scarcity. Speak as if your future is already listening, because it is. The pause, a meditative reflection. Close your eyes and imagine your words floating into the air like ripples on water. Each phrase creates a vibration, some dim, some bright. Now whisper softly, "I speak abundance into my life." Feel the sound move through your body, changing your rhythm. Picture those words forming bridges, connecting you to new ideas, opportunities, and people. The world responds to your tone more than your request. Every "I can" becomes a door. Every "I have" becomes a magnet. Your voice is not just communication, it's creation. So speak gently, truthfully, powerfully. And before you open your mouth tomorrow morning, ask yourself, are my words describing the life I want or the one I'm trying to escape? Chapter 7, Waiting for Perfect Conditions. The meaning, the illusion of someday. The greatest thief of prosperity is not failure, it's waiting. You tell yourself you'll begin when things calm down, when you feel ready, when the timing is right. But the truth is, perfect conditions never come. Life doesn't pause for your convenience. It responds to your commitment. Every dream dies slowly in the waiting room of someday. Perfection is just fear dressed in logic. It convinces you that more preparation means more safety, but in reality, it means more delay. You don't need certainty to move, only clarity for the next step. Action refines what hesitation distorts. The universe rewards movement, not excuses. So stop waiting for alignment to appear. Create alignment by beginning. The practice, choosing action over comfort. Each morning, ask yourself, what small action could move me closer to my vision today? Not a giant leap, just one honest step. Success is not built on speed. It's built on momentum. Send that email. Start that project. Learn that skill. Discomfort is not a sign to stop. It's proof that you've left the realm of excuses. Replace the phrase, "I'll start when," with "I'll start now and learn as I go." Remember, the path becomes clear only after you take the first step. No successful person began ready, they began willing. So take your fear with you, but don't let it lead. Action is faith in motion, and every small move whispers to life itself, "I'm ready to receive what I've asked for." The pause, a meditative reflection. Close your eyes and picture a door in front of you. Simple, wooden, half open. Beyond it lies everything you've been waiting for. Abundance, clarity, growth. You've been staring at that door for years, waiting for a sign. But here's the truth, the open door was the sign. You just had to walk through. Take a deep breath, feel your feet grounded, your heart awake. Whisper softly, "I no longer wait, I move." Feel how those words dissolve hesitation. You don't need the whole map. You only need courage for the first mile. And as you take that step, the path unfolds before you, one light at a time. Ask yourself, how many blessings have been waiting for me to simply begin? Closing reflection. Wealth starts when excuses end. You say you want abundance, but abundance demands honesty. Not the kind you speak out loud, the kind you live. You can't attract prosperity while comparing yourself to others, fearing your own success, forgetting your purpose, resisting discipline, rejecting help, speaking in scarcity, or waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives. Wealth is not luck, it's alignment. It begins when your thoughts, words, and actions move in the same direction. It grows when you stop negotiating with your potential. And it flows when you finally decide to live as if you already deserve the life you keep imagining. True prosperity isn't about having more. It's about becoming more. More present, more disciplined, more generous, more open. Because the richest people aren't those who own the most, but those who carry the least fear. So take one breath and whisper softly, "I release the habits that block my prosperity." Let that be your first act of wealth, the decision to stop waiting and start becoming. Now pause for a moment and ask yourself, What would change in my life if I stopped treating abundance like a future event and started living it now? I choose abundance now. Write the phrase above in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and leave your like to support our reflections.